So I've sold about 22,000 high content books on Amazon, which is about 140 grand. On top of that, I've also sold about 9,000 audiobooks. And in my opinion, there are four main things that you have to nail if you want to sell books on Amazon. If you don't nail these four things, it's going to be next to impossible to actually sell books and actually make money. As much as Amazon KDP is a business, it's also a game. If you don't play the game correctly, you're going to be running in circles forever and never achieve any results. So I'm not going to waste your time with a long intro. Let's dive right into the content itself. So there are four main things in my six-figure system that has allowed me to sell this many books and audiobooks. And the important thing with this is that when you do all these four things correctly in conjunction, you would eliminate any reason that would inhibit your books from selling. So when you nail all these things, you're basically giving your book or books no reason not to actually sell and make money. Because the biggest thing I see with my students or people I coach is that there's a million reasons why their books wouldn't make money. And so if you actually flip the switch, you make it so your books have no reason not to sell, what happens is they sell. So the first one is high demand topics. Of course, this is no surprise, but you have to have people buying your book topic to actually sell books. This is the foundation. We don't want okay demand or a little bit of demand. We want to prove that books are selling well. So basically all I do to find high demand topics, of course I do go into this in more detail in other videos, but to keep it simple, we just want proof that we can sell. And so the first thing I look for are books that have under 200 reviews that are selling well. Because realistically, we want to find proof of other books that would be the same type of books that we would create that are making sales. Because if we can't find that, there's no proof that we can actually sell as well. So let's look at an example of a bad topic and a good topic so you can see the difference between them. So a bad topic, as you can see, low search volume. This is the BookBeam tool if you do have this. And the most important thing is there are no books that are selling well. So I don't care how good of a book you make in this topic, it's not going to sell. There's zero proof that any books in this topic are actually selling. Now going into another topic, off-grid survival, which is also something I've talked about before because it's a good example. As you can see, we have a bit different metrics here. So although it's still not perfect, we still have a good amount of search volume. You compare that with books that are on the topic specifically and selling well, 45 bucks a day, 90 bucks a day, 40 bucks a day. Of course, these all have a lower amount of reviews as well, 87, 85, but it's just giving us some proof that if we do make a book on this topic, there's actually a chance to sell. But the important thing is we don't stop here. Now we have to nail the other three things that we're going to talk about, because just because you found a good topic does not mean that any book you publish will sell. So now that we found a high demand topic, we have to go into number two, which is we have to solve one problem for one person. So this does kind of tie into the topic itself, but we want to have a topic that is specific and clear to who it's serving, the audience that are actually buying the books. And the reason why this is also important is because we are going to prove that this topic is valid, because it's very clear that people are searching something and buying books that are actually related to that search term. It's not too broad. And then when we actually create our book, we know that it's going to be what the customer is looking for. And so an example of this is we don't want to target things like gardening, seniors fitness, relationships. These actually are going to be things like raised bed gardening for beginners, wall Pilates for seniors, communication in relationships. So we want to make sure that the search terms we are searching and validating are very specifically solving one problem for one person. And then most importantly, we create a book solving that one problem for that one person. The worst thing you can do publishing books on Amazon, and something I see all the time, is you assume that there is a customer there. You pick a topic like relationships, and you assume that, oh, maybe if I make a relationship communication book for women over 50, it's going to sell. And anybody who falls under that category and searches relationships will buy my book. Do not do that. Amazon KDP is a game of specificity. People who search and buy things know what they're looking for. And if we pick a broad topic and create a book for a customer that we assume will be there, you're surely going to get disappointed. So make sure you're finding topics that are solving one problem for one person, or even just one problem specifically, off-grid survival, raised bed gardening for beginners, and then create a book for that specific person. If you can't prove that people are buying your book before you publish it, you're not going to make money. And why this matters is that people are searching up a topic, they are looking for a specific book on that topic, and then because your book is related to the topic that people are searching, they see that your book is for them. And of course, if you make it desirable with your offer, your reviews, your book cover, there's no reason why they won't buy it. And so we have to make sure we nail this sequence. Somebody searches up a specific topic, they see that your book is specifically what they're looking for, and it's desirable enough for them to click on it. And the key here is that it's simply what they're looking for. We have to create what people are already looking for, or else we're not going to sell books. Don't assume anything, prove that people are buying a specific topic, and then make that book for them. And then now, of course, once you have this book that's solving one problem for one person, we create a book for that person. However, it needs to be a better offer than everybody else. It needs to be the best option, but most importantly, a no-brainer option compared to the competitors. If your book is boring, nobody cares. They're just going to pick the one with the most reviews. We can't assume that all books are created equal, and just because we publish a book on a topic, people are going to buy it. We still have to sell our book to somebody. It is an offer. We are offering to solve their problem for them in return for their money if they purchase our book. And if we don't give them a good enough offer, they're going to buy the book that does. However, if we have slightly less reviews than the competitors, but a way more enticing offer, people will be inclined to click. People buy emotionally. As long as your competitors don't have thousands of reviews, even if they have a couple hundred more than you, we can still entice the customers to click our book if we speak to them more emotionally. So what most failed publishers do is they find a topic, ChatGPT for beginners, and they just create a generic ChatGPT for beginners book. Learn ChatGPT and AI prompting. It's super simple, it's straightforward, and then most importantly when they do this, is they get maybe 25 reviews. So they have an okay offer and a mediocre amount of reviews. And this goes back to the point where there's no reason why that book should sell over other books. And so we have to make our book the no-brainer option where there's no reason it won't sell. And a good way to do that is, of course, packaging it better. Is they're going to pick the topic ChatGPT for beginners. However, they're going to title their book the ChatGPT Masterclass, your 30-day plan to master ChatGPT for work, life, and business. It's the same topic to the same customer, and it's clearly about the same topic. However, their offer is way better. And not only that, they pair this with 100 reviews, 150 reviews. And when you have a more enticing offer with more reviews, there's literally no reason why somebody should click your book over theirs. And so we have to find a topic that is solving one problem for one person and offer them the solution to their problem in the most desirable possible way. And then that leads us to number 4, which is we take this book in a high demand topic that's solving one problem for one person. We make sure we nail our offer and make it better than our competitors. And then we launch this book aggressively. So we actually have a chance to sell. And this is where 99% of people fail, in my opinion, because they simply publish a book to Amazon and they think that it's going to get seen. Amazon is not like social media. If you don't prove to Amazon your book deserves to get seen, it won't get seen. So it's important to launch aggressively so we can actually solidify our spot in the rankings and we can see our book through until the end so it has a chance to sell right away, as well as for the long term. And so if you want more proof that this actually is important, go and look at a topic. Go and look at your own keywords or some other ones and look at the best-selling books. They're always going to be the most enticing offers with the most reviews. And of course, it's hard to compete with books with lots of reviews, but that's why we want to find topics that have books that just have a normal amount of reviews, anywhere from 300 or below. So then when we get our 50 to 100 plus, we're still in the competitive range. And so the important thing with our launch is that we don't sell our book too short. This is where most people fail because they publish a book, they get a little bit of reviews, they kind of launch it. However, they never saw their book through until the end, and they never actually gave it a chance to sell in the first place. And so my simple launch process is we want to prep for reviews. This is probably one of the most important things, using sites like Book Bounty well in advance of launching your book. Because I know you're probably thinking that, yeah, if I could get 150 reviews on my books, I would. However, it's not as hard as you think. You just have to prepare longer, build up more of this currency on these sites. And then after you publish your book, you get your initial 50 to 75 to launch your book and get it selling. And then you continue to get reviews on it over the next 90 days. And when you have 2 months of preparation and another 90 days after your book is live, you're gathering reviews for like 4 or 5 months. It's more than enough time to get 200 plus reviews on your book. And then after we prep for our reviews, we had to upload our book correctly. Most importantly, we had to upload it at a discount. With high content books, you want to price it at around $9.99. So our book is desirable with its reviews. It's desirable with its price. And then we simply drive traffic to it. This is done through Amazon ads. And a big misconception is that Amazon ads are meant to make you money. That's not true. If you're trying to make money with your Amazon ads, you want them to be profitable. You want all your sales to come from them. You're definitely going to be disappointed and let down. It's extremely hard to get your Amazon ads to a point where they can generate all your sales and your books will actually be profitable. We have to use them to launch our book, leverage our book in the rankings, and keep our book relevant while the organic sales flood in from our topic. That is where the money is. It's not in the Amazon ads. The Amazon ads are just a tool to get our book to a place where we can actually get organic sales. And then of course we have to see it through until the end. Don't just stop at 25, 30 reviews. Continue to launch your book and push your book to 50, 75, 100 reviews plus over the first 90 days it's live. Because the difference between having 30 reviews and 150 are 2 different things. Those are 2 completely different books. And then as we see it through until the end and gather reviews over time, this is going to establish your book over a long period of time. So it ranks it high, and the more we stay ranking high, the longer it's going to stay there to the point where it's just established. It's one of the main books on the topic and it continues to get organic sales for a long period of time. So these are the 4 things that you have to nail if you want to make money with your books on Amazon. If you want me to walk you through my exact process a bit more in depth, how I actually find topics, how I create books, and how I launch them effectively, I will leave a full KDP course linked below. And it should be on the screen somewhere as well. So definitely check the video out next. And of course, if you are tired of watching these YouTube tutorials, you just want me to give you my exact system and hold your hand along the way, there will also be a link down there for that. But that's it for this video. Definitely subscribe for more no-nonsense Amazon KDP advice, and we'll see you in the next one.